Alright guys, welcome to another exercise execution video today with PB Fitness Academy. We're going to be taking you through the 45-degree hip extension, glute focused. So we're going to be focusing on the booty for this one. So yeah, the way we can actually prescribe this to you is with actually what's known usually as bad form. Okay, so it is going to look a little bit strange and you're probably thinking, why are you making me do that? It's because we want to prioritize the glutes in this movement. And we don't want to be loading it up heavy, so there's not going to be a chance of injury with this if you do it properly. So we want to make sure first of all that it's on 45 degrees because that's what we're going to set it as. So that's already set up there, so you just lift it up and move it. That's on 40 degrees now. Move it back onto 45. Then you want to set up this depending on your height. You want the fold, the top of the pads to be just below your hip joint, okay? So just at the top of the quads. So we pull that down there now, if I can reach it. So we push down, all the way down. So I'm quite short really, so I'm at number 2, so I'm nearly all the way down. You want to make sure you're warmed up by the time you're doing this. Usually we tend to place this exercise as like an isolation towards the end of a leg session or a posterior session. So yeah, so you're going to be nice and you're going to be fatigued by this point anyway, so we're not going to need to load this movement up. We're just going to use our body weight and take it to failure that way. Okay, so when we set up, we want to walk ourselves so that we push the back of our ankles towards the pads. There shouldn't be any gap there. You should move it up and slide it up until it's completely stuck at that point. Now me personally, I don't like to fully lock out my legs on this one. I like to keep a slight bend in the knee because I like to be in control with the hamstring. I like there to be a nice amount of tension. I don't like locking out. I don't like the feeling of it. I feel out of control. I don't feel like my hamstring is actually in control of the weight. So as I move down into the starting position, I always support myself down first because the last thing you want is to cause some sort of tear if you're not warmed up properly and you're just going to fall all the way down and face plant the floor. So we walk ourselves down, so we slowly get to that point, like I said, where my knees are slightly bent, so I'm still in control. Now I'm thinking about pushing through my toes into the platform and pushing my ankles against the pad. So I'm lowering myself down into that position, so it's quite a vulnerable position down here. And this is the point I'm talking about when I'm saying bad form. Because I now want you to actually round your lower back. So I'm rounding my lower back in that position, get nice and comfortable. I feel the stretch there, rounding my lower back. Now I'm going to use my hamstrings and my glutes to drive up until I feel a full contraction there. Now my back's still rounded because I'm not doing a back extension like this. Okay? I'm actually taking it down there, making sure my glutes are fully contracted, which they are. Okay? And then lowering back down into that position there, stretching and then driving back up, squeezing the glutes hard. That's the position you want to finish in, okay? With a rounded back, fully contracted glutes. All the way back down, stretch and then drive back up, squeeze the glutes, okay? So that is how we make it glute focused with the 45-degree hip extension. So it's a really good exercise if you are trying to build your bum, if you're trying to build your glutes up. You will try this exercise at the end of your session when you're already fatigued and you won't need to load it up. So, if you've got any questions, head over to the PB Fitness Academy website, get in touch with one of our coaches, we'll be happy to help you out. Thank you and I'll see you soon.